first of all, we want to congratulate San Diego State and Coach Long. Their team was well prepared, and it was a hard-fought game that did not surprise our football team, did not surprise me, and I'm sure it didn't surprise San Diego State. I thought it was a classic game. San Diego State made more plays tonight than what we did, and we want to congratulate them. We also want to say so much thanks to our seniors during the course of this year. The things that they have accomplished, really, that no one would have thought of at the beginning of the year except for those seniors and myself. We had set a goal to win the conference championship and came up short. But we'll move on. We will be in a bowl game. We don't know which one or where it's going to be, but we still got some more season to play, so that's where I want to start.
With that, we'll open up to questions. Please make sure you raise your hand. Mariah over here will bring you a microphone.
Coach, PostRadio.com. As you view the season now, in the aftermath of the season being completed before the bowl game, can you sum up what the season has meant for you, what the season has meant for the Cowboys football program, and just your general thoughts on everything from the beginning of the season until tonight?
I think, if you remember how the season started out here, it was a game that was decided at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And what became apparent was the resolve and the belief that these players have in each other and the coaches. And that belief and that togetherness and that unity really pushed us to overcome some really difficult, challenging times. There's no doubt the trajectory of this program, the arrow is pointing up. That's credited to these seniors. We have an exciting ball game left, in which we want to cap off our season on a high note. But I can tell you that I believe the stage is set, that the culture in the locker room has shifted 180 degrees. There's a winning attitude. There's a never say die attitude. And that's all part of building a program. We certainly wanted to have an opportunity to win the championship this year. We didn't get it done, but in my mind, these guys are champions because they have set the stage to propel our program to higher levels.
Brandon Foster, Casper, Star Tribune. Josh, a lot of your big plays this year come with your legs. Since the game 2 weeks ago, did you feel like San Diego State's defense made some adjustments kind of to take that into account this week?
Absolutely. They did a good job of getting pressure. They contained and collapsed the pocket a few times and just wasn't able to make enough plays. And obviously, turned the ball over 3 times really in our own end of the field is not how you win games. And I just didn't play good enough, didn't make enough plays, and that's about it.
This is for Tanner and Casper. When you first got here, you had a lot of changes throughout your 4 years here. How would you describe walking onto this field after 4 years you've had and seeing everything around this conference championship?
Yeah, it's been a really fun ride the past 4 years. Went through a lot of different coaches, a lot of quarterbacks, but this is the most fun I've had playing football in my life this year, and I love this team, and it's just been a blast to kind of go through that journey and through the ups and downs, and to play in that game today was pretty special.
Jeremiah John, Ohio Sports. Craig, it looked like there really wasn't a whole lot of time for set up pass plays and that sort of thing. Was there anything that San Diego State was doing with this pass rush that was creating you guys so many problems?
Well, we really had a difficult time getting the running game going tonight. And the two go hand in glove because it had a real impact on what we could do play action pass-wise. I think we really needed to credit San Diego State. I mean, they came into the game 2 games ago with the #1 defense in the conference. And, Coach Long and I talked before the game. We both were scratching our head about what had happened. Well, the performance the week before, but I think some of that was just the fact that you had two football teams laid it all on the line and the tanks were empty, and we responded tonight. I think that's the type of defensive front that's very disruptive. We were out of kilter a little bit. We had a hard time getting man on man, and Josh said it pretty accurately. The pocket was collapsed quite a bit. Didn't have a lot of time, and some of that goes with, we have tons of third down and longs, and whenever you have a third down and long, you're chasing the sticks. That's always an advantage to the defensive coach. I'm an old defensive coach, and Coach Long did a good job with that. Josh, the receivers made some plays, but I think a lot of it was we were just ineffective on first down, and our third down conversion going at halftime was like 1 for 7. And so their stunts, their blitzes, they came up, and we could never really make it pay for some of those blitzes they had.
Marcus, Brandon Foster again. With the, coming off the kind of defensive performance you guys had against New Mexico, I know very different style of offense, but it seemed like you guys made a bunch of stops on defense tonight. Just how were you guys able to respond from such a tough game a week ago?
Well, we're just a resilient group on defense. I mean, we fight. That's just what we pride ourselves on, is fighting and playing as hard as we can each week. So that's what we came out and tried to do tonight.
Post Radio again, Josh. This was Tanner's last home football game here at the War, and I'd just like to know if you can talk a little bit about what he's meant to you this season, and the way that you guys developed a great chemistry this year, and that final touchdown pass that you threw in the end zone to Tanner.
It's just kind of something we've developed. Every time I roll out and point my fingers, it always seems to end up in Forrest's hands. We're really good friends off the field. We hang out basically 24/7. It's just, I love this man right here. I love all my teammates. And, wish we could send them out, on top of Mountain West. Didn't happen. We got one more game left, and we're going to tend to, send them out well there.
This is for Marcus and again. You guys have taken lumps on the defensive side of the ball, for instance, Carl and Chase out the game and DJ after that. How would you kind of describe how your defenses have rallied around to try and fill those holes?
Well, it's definitely tough, but we trust anyone that we have to put out there. I mean, on defense, everybody's tuned in. Everybody gets a lot of reps in practice, and everybody cares a lot. So we trust in anybody that we need to put out on the field. So it's definitely tough to overcome those injuries, but that's just what we had to try to do.
David said occasionally to be here in Laramie. Josh, what did they do differently up front that allowed them to be so effective in collapsing the pocket that you talked about a little bit ago?
They brought a few different stunts and blitzes that we really didn't prepare all that much for. Played a lot of man, and they brought it almost every play, it seemed like. Just it's hard to adjust to that in game sometimes, and they were ready, I guess.
Since for Coach Bohl, when Coach Long got aggressive and went forward on that fourth down, was that something you were kind of expecting, having seen him be that aggressive the last time that they played here before?
Well, we were going back and forth, preparing for either a field goal or going for a fourth down. I think Rocky's got a great instinct. He knows his football team well. Came up with a big play there, and I thought the momentum had switched, but they responded, and their defense came back and played. So there's lots of ebbs and flows in this football game. I thought it was a dynamic football game. I want to just say a big shout out to our fans. That was our fans. It's a commitment for them to come here. And a cold night, I thought the atmosphere was electric, and so I know that wasn't an answer to your question, but I want to have that woven in. So I appreciate it being shown up tonight.
We have time for one more question for the student athletes or Coach Bohl. One more down here with Brandon.
Brandon Foster. Monster again. Josh, can you just kind of take me through that first interception when you chased down Casey and forced the fumble there? It seemed like right away you knew that it was a fumble out of the end zone there.
Yeah, just trying to make, correct the mistake I made. Shouldn't have made the throw, and was fortunate enough to meet him at the goal line and, kind of just jar it loose. Tough one tonight. Just didn't play well enough. I take it a lot on my shoulders, and I'll do anything for my teammates. And our head coach, Coach Bohl, he's been a huge inspiration for us this year. Being from 2-10 last year to a conference championship game this year, it just speaks volume about his style of coaching and the players that he gets and how he coaches.